Well, it's something new for me, obviously, but it's interesting. I think it's especially with football and especially with the background and things that I have. You're able to go in on a daily basis and find something in the league to talk about. You know, the NFL used to be broken up into segments, and we had little 2-3 week vacations in between. That's all done. You know, the league is 365 days a year, and so I think it's something, you know, you can go in on a daily basis and find a number of things to talk about. You know, it's interesting because I was thinking about this the other night, and I've been in Nashville now for 15, 16, 17 years, whatever it is. I think Willy and George have been the only two guys that have been on the radio the entire time that I've been here. So it's nice to be able to sit down with some guys that you've known for a long time, done a lot of work with them, you know, had good times, bad times, spats, and you know, love. So it's going to be unique. But you know what? If it's going to be a couple of guys you got to work with on a daily basis, I can't think of two guys better than those two. Well, first of all, it's hard to find somebody that's done all the things that I've done that is in a situation where you can actually get on a phone and, you know, give them a call and talk to them. You know, I coached. I've been in the NFL for 42 years. I coached in the NFL for 15, 16, 17 years. I've been a general manager. I've been an assistant general manager. I've drafted players. I've cut players. I've signed players. I've been through free agency. You know, trades, anywhere you want to go in the league, I have some kind of perspective. Now, that doesn't mean I'm always right, and I'm not saying I will always be right, but I can give you an opinion probably that there aren't many people in the city of Nashville can give you. You know, this is just what we were talking about before. I was the guy that drafted Derick. I was the guy that signed draft Derick. I was the guy that cut Derick. So I've been through an NFL lifetime with Derick Mason. I love Derick Mason. I mean, he's one of the best. He's a fourth-round pick that came in and became an all-pro, you know, set NFL records for return yards, for reception yards, has a tremendous family, is a great guy. I mean, it's just, you know, if you're going to, again, work with somebody on a daily basis and be around them on a daily basis, you can't find anybody better than Derick. You know, that's kind of it. I retired in August. My wife and I celebrated our 44th wedding anniversary last week. For us to get to 45, I had to get out of the house. I had to find a job. I had to do something to get active again. And really, this is perfect for me. You know, I'll be able to wake up in the morning. I'll be able to get my workouts in. I'll be able to come over here, spend the afternoon talking football, end up at home at night with my family again. I mean, I'm not sure how much better it gets than that. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm sure they're trying to figure that out still. They're going to have a ton of options, first of all, and I think that's going to be important. I think it's going to be important for them to sit down, which I'm sure they're doing. Those guys have done a great job in free agency this offseason, and you know, you're starting to feel a little momentum, and all of that is positive. This draft pick, of course, is huge for them. I don't need to tell you that. And as long as they can get through the draft pick and come away with something substantial, because it's the second pick of the draft. I mean, you expect this guy to come in and be a player or be a Pro Bowl caliber guy for a number of years. You know, the need for a quarterback is going to be there the entire year. And my background is such that the need for a quarterback screams at me every morning I wake up. If you don't have a quarterback, it's going to be tough to win. So, you know, that's a problem they're going to have to solve. Can they do it with a second pick? Maybe they can. If they don't, then I think they'll go through the draft, and it will still be an item that will be at the top of their list until they do get it solved. It's we got close. When we go back to when we moved here, there was a lot of lonely times in the history of the franchise. It brought us closer. We got closer with the coaches. We got closer with the players. Players that we had drafted and been through tough times in Houston were now in Nashville, and they were starting to spread their wings, and everybody wanted to be a part of it. Everybody wanted to go out into the public. They wanted to meet people. They wanted people to know who they were. So that was all really big and really important. Consequently, you get close with a lot of these guys. I mean, you talk about Eddie Georges and, Blaine Bishops and Derick Masons, and, the group and the list is long and distinguished. I think for me, losing John Runyon was big because he was a great young player, and we knew that. We just couldn't afford him. We were able to bring in a Fred Miller. I mean, I think that was big. But actually, you go back, it's hard to find somebody in it that isn't any more special than Eddie George. Eddie played every game for us. He was at every practice. He was as quality a guy as you could ever be around. So I think when I couldn't convince him to stay, even though I kind of proposed or I threw out what I thought might happen, which in fact happened, but I think not being able to convince him to stay and remain a Titan probably hurt me the most.